They never told you this secret, that the very act of needing money is what keeps it from showing up. We've been trained to chase, to strive, to make it happen, but in the quantum field, that energy of need is actually a signal of lack. You can't attract what you're broadcasting you don't have. The moment you let go, the moment you stop begging reality to change, something astonishing occurs. Quantum abundance begins to flow through you, not to you. You see, most people try to manifest quantum wealth by visualizing numbers, cars or bank balances, not realizing that the universe doesn't respond to numbers. It responds to frequency. Your money energy doesn't shift because of a goal, but because of an emotion. When your vibration becomes peace instead of panic, trust instead of tension, that's when spiritual money manifestation begins. It's not theory, it's energetic law. This might sound backwards, but think about it. The richest energy is the one that doesn't need to prove it's rich. When you release the desperation for outcomes, you return to your natural flow state abundance. You become the calm in the storm, magnetic, grounded, unstoppable. Money starts appearing through unexpected channels, as if the quantum money flow had been waiting all along for your signal to relax. In this video, we're going to peel back every hidden layer of that paradox. You'll see why needing blocks, allowing attracts, and how your subconscious can keep you looping in scarcity even while you say you believe in abundance. You'll learn the science behind quantum manifestation, the spiritual truth behind energy abundance, and the exact vibration that unlocks everything you've been chasing. But before we dive into that, take a second to breathe. Yes, right now. Inhale, exhale. You don't have to fix anything to be in flow. You just have to listen differently, because what you're about to hear may shift not only how you see money, but how you see yourself. If you're ready to stop forcing and start receiving, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join a community that's redefining wealth through consciousness. This isn't about chasing money. It's about remembering your frequency of energetic abundance. Now let's begin. Most people chase money as if it were the finish line, not realizing that the more you run after it, the farther it moves away. It's like trying to grab sunlight with your hands. The tighter you clutch, the faster it slips through your fingers. This is the hidden truth behind quantum abundance. Energy responds to freedom, not obsession. The attachment creates static in your money vibration, cutting you off from the natural quantum money flow. You think you're manifesting prosperity, but what you're really broadcasting is lack, and the field doesn't give you what you wish for. It mirrors what you are. Take someone who works non-stop, convinced that effort equals security. They may accumulate digits in a bank account, yet feel spiritually bankrupt. Why? Because the body is vibrating in tension instead of energetic alignment. Fear of loss, comparison, and scarcity. Thoughts poison the abundance frequency. The universe only echoes what's consistent, and tension isn't. To manifest quantum wealth, one must release the idea that money equals freedom. Freedom begins internally. Money only magnifies the state you're already in. When he finally understood that a friend of mine, let's call him Daniel, stopped grinding 16 hours a day and started walking every morning by the sea, he called it his flow state abundance ritual. Within months, opportunities that matched his relaxed energy began to appear, a partnership, unexpected clients, and, strangely, more free time. That's spiritual money manifestation at work, not forced, not begged for, but magnetized through energy abundance. The quantum field rewards coherence, not control. Think about it. Money isn't energy's cause, it's the consequence. When your inner abundance collapses into the physical world, money becomes the side effect of energetic abundance shift. People who cling to outcomes block this natural sequence. It's like shouting over your favorite song. You can't hear its melody if you keep demanding it be louder. Letting go of needing money doesn't make you careless, it makes you magnetic. The less you need, the more the field delivers. Many believe freedom comes after wealth, but quantum truth flips it. Freedom creates wealth. This is the great quantum disconnect. We confuse the signal for the source. The moment you link your happiness to a paycheck, you hand over your creative power. But when you operate from flow state abundance, every action becomes lighter, smarter, more intuitive. That's when quantum energy wealth begins to take form, almost like the universe conspiring through coincidences that aren't coincidences at all. If you want to test this, Try a small experiment. Spend a week noticing every moment you feel financial anxiety. Pause and breathe instead of reacting. Picture your thoughts as waves aligning into money energy. You're not asking for cash, you're tuning the station. Over time, this reprograms the subconscious money blocks that keep you trapped in resistance. You'll feel an expanding sense of spiritual abundance even before anything happens. And that's the secret. The feeling is the frequency. Still, there's something even deeper that few spiritual teachers explain. Most people have been manifesting from the wrong place all along, from their wants, not their wavelength. Understanding this shift changes everything. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't fail to manifest because they lack desire. They fail because they're focused on the wrong thing. They treat manifestation like ordering a product online and waiting for delivery. But the quantum manifestation field doesn't ship boxes. It mirrors frequencies. When you focus on the object, the car, the money, the house, you vibrate in the energy of wanting. And wanting is not having. The real magic begins when you tune into the frequency of having it now, even before it appears. Think of it like tuning a radio. You don't create the music. You simply find the right station. The same applies to abundance frequency. You can't force the song to play. You align yourself to it. That's energetic alignment in its simplest form. The moment you stop chasing the result and start embodying the energy behind it, the quantum money flow begins to respond. You're not pulling abundance toward you, you're becoming it. That's the real shift. Manifesting without effort, because you're no longer separate from what you desire. One of my clients used to spend hours reciting affirmations about wealth, but deep down, she didn't believe a single word. Her subconscious was screaming liar every time she said, "I am rich." That's the paradox of spiritual money manifestation. If your inner state contradicts your words, the field listens to your vibration, not your vocabulary. We rewired her focus. Instead of saying, "I want abundance," she practiced feeling gratitude as if it were already here. Within weeks, her freelance work doubled. That's not luck, it's resonance. There's a fine line between intention and attachment. Intention says, "I trust this will unfold." Attachment says, "It must happen or else." The first opens the door to energy abundance. The second slams it shut. The universe doesn't respond to desperation. It's allergic to neediness. When you cling, you broadcast scarcity. When you release, you amplify quantum abundance. That's why monks, mystics, and even some billionaires all agree. Letting go is not losing. It's aligning. Another shift most people overlook is emotional calibration. You can't manifest quantum wealth from emotional debt. If your energy feels heavy, bitter, or anxious, it distorts the signal. It's like trying to watch a movie with static on the screen. Clean the signal first, meditate, journal, move your body. When your emotional current flows, the money energy follows. Remember, emotion literally means energy in motion. That motion is what fuels abundance mindset. Here's a trick that helps. Each morning, before looking at your phone or bills, close your eyes and imagine that the day already overflowed with spiritual abundance. Feel the relief as if your financial reality were already solved. Don't think of the details, just feel the flow state abundance. The quantum field interprets that emotion as truth. You'll begin noticing small coincidences, the kind that start to look a lot like guidance. But here's the twist. Once you stop manifesting from your head and start vibrating from your state of being, you step into something far more radical, the moneyless state, where energy comes first and prosperity simply follows. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that you don't need money, not because you have millions, but because you finally understand what it truly represents. Money is just a reflection of energy abundance, a physical echo of your inner coherence. The moneyless state doesn't mean rejecting wealth, it means detaching your worth from it. Once you stop vibrating in the frequency of needing, you automatically shift into quantum abundance. It's a paradox only understood when lived. The less you need, the more the universe gives. When you operate as energy first, something extraordinary happens. Your external world starts reorganizing itself around your internal frequency. That's the essence of quantum manifestation. You begin to manifest prosperity through synchronicity instead of struggle. Instead of forcing results, you become the magnet that attracts them. Think of the sun. It doesn't chase planets, it simply radiates. When you embody your own energetic sun, money vibration becomes effortless. One of the best real-life examples I've seen was a man who lost everything: job, home, even his confidence. But in that void, he stopped fighting. He meditated, volunteered, focused on peace rather than panic. Within months, he was offered a consulting position he hadn't even applied for. That's manifesting without effort. When energetic alignment turns chaos into opportunity, his state shifted before his situation did. Prosperity always follows energy, never the other way around. Living in this flow state abundance doesn't mean denying bills or being irresponsible. It means seeing them as temporary expressions within a larger frequency. When your vibration is rooted in inner abundance, even challenges feel lighter. You act from clarity, not fear. You start making better decisions because they're no longer driven by survival instincts, but by inspiration. That shift alone upgrades your financial reality more than any strategy could. To experience this, practice letting go of the emotional charge around money. Watch your thoughts the way a scientist observes waves in a lab, detached, curious. Each time you catch yourself worrying about lack, reframe it as feedback from the quantum field. It's not punishment, it's guidance, reminding you to realign your abundance mindset. This awareness rewires subconscious money blocks that have probably ruled your life for decades. And here's the secret no one tells you. The moneyless state isn't the absence of wealth, it's the mastery of flow. It's the moment your frequency becomes so high that physical abundance must match it. That's why ancient mystics seemed to manifest effortlessly. They weren't praying for gold, they were vibrating as gold. When your state reflects abundance, your reality mirrors it through quantum energy wealth. Yet most people still wonder how all of this connects to science, how energy, emotion, and matter intertwine in ways that explain why needing blocks and allowing unlocks. And that's where the bridge between spirituality and physics begins to unfold. Let's demystify this once and for all. Quantum manifestation isn't magic, it's mechanics. Every thought you have produces a vibration that ripples through the field of energy, connecting all things. Physics calls it the quantum field. Mystics call it spirit. Both describe the same invisible web responding to your frequency. When you vibrate in scarcity, you emit resistance. When you vibrate in peace, you radiate coherence. That coherence is what allows quantum abundance to crystallize into form. You don't force reality, you tune it. Here's a simple analogy. Think of your reality like water reacting to sound. Low frequencies create chaotic patterns. High frequencies create beautiful symmetry. Your emotions are the tone generators of your abundance frequency. The more harmony you feel inside, the clearer your external pattern becomes. That's energetic alignment. When thought, emotion, and belief vibrate as one. In that state, manifesting prosperity becomes effortless, not because you're manipulating matter, but because you've become compatible with it. Science actually supports this. Quantum physics shows that observation collapses potential into reality. The moment you see yourself as abundant, not hope, but see, you change the probabilities of your future. This is the observer effect, the spiritual backbone of manifest quantum wealth. The mind is the transmitter. Emotion is the amplifier. That's why gratitude and joy manifest faster than fear or frustration. They're higher frequency emotions that stabilize the wave. The bridge between spirituality and science is feeling. Energy doesn't respond to logic. It responds to coherence. You can't trick the quantum field with words, only with resonance. If you say, "I am wealthy," but secretly feel unworthy, the signal cancels itself out. But when you feel wealth in your body, breathe it, walk it, embody it, the field listens. This is what sages meant when they said faith moves mountains. Faith is just focused frequency, sustained long enough to shift matter. Try this. Before making any financial decision, pause for 30 seconds and scan your body. Is there tension in your chest? That's your energy telling you you're acting from fear. Breathe until you feel neutral or uplifted. That's the sign you're in flow state abundance. Decisions made from that vibration create results that match it. This is not wishful thinking. It's vibrational cause and effect. You're learning to live as quantum energy wealth, not chase it. The more you practice this awareness, the more you'll notice reality bending subtly in your favor. Bills get paid with unexpected ease, opportunities appear out of nowhere, conversations lead to breakthroughs. These are not coincidences, they're coherence echoes. signs that spiritual abundance has synced with physical form, and once you witness it, you can't unsee it. You realize money was never the source, energy was. Still, there's something blocking many from sustaining this level of vibration. It's not lack of knowledge or discipline, it's something deeper, hidden beneath layers of belief and inherited fear. A silent force that keeps the frequency of lack looping in your subconscious. Everyone wants abundance, but very few understand what keeps them from it. It's rarely laziness or lack of opportunity. It's an invisible energetic block buried in the subconscious. This block often disguises itself as being realistic or staying safe, yet beneath it lies fear, the fear of not deserving, of losing, of being seen. That fear keeps your money vibration anchored in scarcity. You can say all the affirmations in the world, but if your energy whispers, "I'm not enough," the quantum field believes that. These blocks aren't born overnight. They're inherited through generations, the echoes of parents who struggled, societies that glorified survival, and childhoods where love was conditional. You absorbed those vibrations long before you understood words. So when you try to manifest quantum wealth today, that old programming argues back. It says, you can't have that. Or worse, you're not meant for that. The key to energetic abundance shift is not fighting these voices, it's witnessing them without judgment. Try this. The next time you feel unworthy of success, close your eyes and trace that emotion to its earliest memory. Who taught you that having more meant taking from someone else? Who convinced you that joy needed permission? That awareness alone begins to dissolve the pattern? Awareness is alchemy. Once light touches a shadow, it can't stay the same. Each release creates more room for spiritual abundance to flow into your life. You see, scarcity isn't just about money, it's an identity. It's the subconscious belief that there will never be enough. Time, love, opportunity, or support. This identity lives in the nervous system, replaying old emotional loops like a broken record. To rewire it, you need practices that ground abundance into the body. Breathwork, gratitude journaling, or even dancing freely for 10 minutes can reprogram your frequency faster than logic ever could. Movement creates momentum. That's energy abundance in action. One of my students once told me, "I meditate daily, but my financial reality never changes." When we explored deeper, he realized he was meditating to fix himself, not to expand himself. That subtle difference changes everything. The vibration of lack says, "I must change to deserve abundance." The vibration of abundance says, "I already am it." That shift in abundance mindset is the key to transforming effort into flow. It's the difference between surviving and thriving. Here's the paradox. Most people try to manifest abundance while simultaneously avoiding the emotions tied to their scarcity. They want the light, but reject the shadow. Yet the shadow is the portal. When you integrate those parts, your inner abundance expands exponentially. The universe mirrors wholeness, not perfection. The moment you accept every version of yourself, the resistance fades, and that's when the quantum money flow finally activates. But awareness alone isn't enough. Once you identify the block, you need to reprogram it, intentionally, energetically, and emotionally. And there's a way to do that. A simple but powerful activation that turns your energy from passive to magnetic. There's a point in everyone's journey where knowing isn't enough. You must activate what you know. Abundance isn't downloaded from the sky. It's switched on from within. That switch is your energetic alignment, the bridge between thought and embodiment. Think of it as tuning an internal frequency that already carries quantum abundance. You don't create wealth energy, you awaken it. When you align body, emotion, and intention, manifesting prosperity becomes a natural consequence, not a goal. To trigger this switch, you need presence, pure, uncluttered awareness of your inner field. Start by sitting in silence for 3 minutes each morning. Place a hand on your heart and another on your belly. Breathe slowly. With each inhale, imagine drawing golden light through your crown. With each exhale, release tension through your feet. This connects your physical and energetic bodies. Within weeks, that simple ritual can raise your money vibration more effectively than hours of affirmations. It's vibration, not repetition, that moves energy. Then comes the emotional recalibration. Every emotion is energy in motion, energy abundance when allowed to flow freely. The reason most people block their quantum money flow is because they resist feeling. So, instead of pushing discomfort away, let it rise and dissolve through breath. Feel it fully. Imagine your breath washing over old money blocks like a wave erasing patterns in sand. That's how resistance transforms into momentum, through permission, not suppression. Here's a practical exercise I teach. Write 3 statements every night. First, I am grateful for to anchor spiritual abundance. Second, I forgive myself to clear emotional debt. Third, I am open to receive, to invite quantum manifestation. Over time, this simple nightly ritual resets your subconscious language from survival to receptivity. The quantum field reads, openness as readiness, and readiness is the most magnetic vibration there is. Now, let's talk movement, because activation isn't just mental. Your body is an antenna for money energy. Walk, dance, stretch, or move your body freely while imagining light expanding from your core. Each motion sends a signal to the universe. I am alive, I am open, I am in flow. That's flow state abundance embodied. It's why ancient cultures always linked prosperity rituals with rhythm and breath. They understood that abundance starts in motion before it becomes matter. Once this inner abundance switch flips, life begins to rearrange itself. Synchronicities accelerate, opportunities arrive uninvited, and resources flow in unexpected ways. You'll notice how easily things unfold, not because you worked harder, but because you stopped blocking the field. That's the real science of manifest quantum wealth, matching the energetic signature of the reality you wish to live. The universe never withholds. It simply mirrors your readiness to receive. But there's a paradox that often emerges right after this activation, a trap that even advanced manifestors fall into. The more they want abundance, the more they accidentally push it away. The difference between wanting and allowing becomes the next great threshold to cross. Here's where most seekers get trapped. They want abundance so intensely that they create the very energy that pushes it away. It sounds cruel, doesn't it? But the quantum field doesn't respond to words, it responds to vibration. When you want something, you affirm that you don't have it. The energy of I need broadcasts lack. The energy of I am radiates quantum abundance. So the harder you try to get, the louder you vibrate I don't. It's a paradox only the quiet heart can understand. Think about it. When was the last time you worried about oxygen? You don't, because you trust it'll always be there. That's what energetic alignment with abundance feels like. You stop begging and start breathing wealth as naturally as air. You still set goals, but your emotional state doesn't depend on them. That's flow state abundance, calm confidence that everything unfolds through your frequency, not your force. Wanting is effort, allowing is power. I once coached a woman who spent years visualizing her dream income. She did everything right, affirmations, vision boards, scripting, yet nothing shifted. One day she broke down crying, exhausted by trying, and in that surrender, something unlocked. Within 2 weeks, she got a job offer that matched her dream salary. That's manifesting without effort. The universe didn't finally reward her. It simply matched the vibration of relief. The second she stopped needing, she started receiving. You can test this yourself. The next time you find yourself chasing money or approval, stop and whisper, I release the need. Then, breathe until your body softens. Feel how your nervous system calms. That's your vibration stabilizing. Each time you do this, you rewire your frequency toward energy abundance. Over time, your subconscious learns that safety doesn't depend on control. That's when the quantum money flow resumes effortlessly, because resistance has left the room. Wanting comes from the mind, allowing comes from the soul. The mind fears it might lose. The soul knows it already is. That's why true spiritual money manifestation is about surrender, not strategy. When you drop the desperate need to prove your worth, the field finally reflects it. Abundance begins to feel inevitable, almost ordinary. And that's when you realize the richest state isn't excitement, it's peace. It takes courage to let go of wanting, especially in a world that glorifies ambition. But releasing doesn't mean giving up. It means tuning in. It means trusting that inner abundance precedes all forms. You no longer demand results, you invite them. You no longer fight for space, you create it. And in that space, prosperity naturally expands, as if the universe had just been waiting for you to exhale. Still, the final transformation happens when this piece becomes part of who you are, not just what you practice. When abundance shifts from something you seek to something you embody, that's when identity takes over, and being replaces having. At the highest level of quantum manifestation, wealth stops being something you chase and becomes something you are. Most people try to have abundance before they learn to be abundance, but identity is the real transmitter of frequency. The universe doesn't respond to your goals, it responds to your state of being. When you say, "I want to be rich," you're declaring that you're not. But when you embody the calm, generous energy of someone already abundant, you align with quantum abundance instantly. Think of actors who step so deeply into a role that their bodies start reacting as if the character were real. That's what identity does. It trains your nervous system to mirror your energy. The same happens when you shift your self-image from someone trying to someone who already is. You become a living match for energetic alignment. That's when money vibration moves from a concept to a natural pulse in your reality, effortless, familiar, and constant. One practical exercise: spend a few minutes daily visualizing yourself as your most abundant version. How do you walk, speak, spend your mornings? This isn't about pretending. It's about signaling the quantum field that the frequency already exists. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between imagination and memory. When you practice this identity enough, it reprograms your body's baseline vibration. That's how manifest quantum wealth starts flowing faster than logic could predict. You can't become wealthy by thinking poor thoughts about yourself. The frequency of guilt, shame, or unworthiness blocks the flow state abundance. That's why inner abundance, your sense of worth, gratitude, and self-love, always precedes outer results. You don't wait for the world to validate you. You become the validation. You don't chase confidence, you breathe it. Once your identity shifts, reality has no choice but to follow. People often ask, "How do I know when I've fully embodied abundance?" The answer is simple. When you stop counting, when you stop measuring worth through possessions and start feeling it through peace. True spiritual abundance isn't loud, it's steady. It shows up in the way you treat others, the way you breathe, the way you trust timing. You stop thinking like a consumer of energy and start living as a creator of it. This is why the wealthiest souls on earth often appear serene. Their power isn't in their accounts, but in their energy abundance. They radiate trust. They make decisions from intuition, not fear. They give freely, knowing that what flows out returns amplified. Their wealth isn't what they own, it's what they emanate. The outer world simply mirrors their internal coherence. And when this identity anchors fully, the universe starts to play along, sending synchronicities, connections, and proof that the invisible laws of quantum money flow are not theory, but living truth. Which brings us to the most fascinating part, the real stories that prove how manifesting without effort becomes reality when you stop needing and start being. If all of this sounds too mystical to be real, let's ground it in evidence, the kind that doesn't fit spreadsheets but changes lives. Synchronicities are the fingerprints of quantum abundance. They're reality's way of whispering, "You're aligned." Once you enter flow state abundance, coincidences stop being random. The right call arrives, the perfect timing unfolds, and money appears through channels you never imagined. That's not luck. It's energetic alignment made visible. Take Ava, a single mother who started practicing what she called energetic budgeting. Instead of obsessing over numbers, she tracked her feelings. Each time anxiety hit, she paused and breathed into inner abundance. Within 2 months, she was offered a part-time job that doubled her income and fit her schedule perfectly. "It felt like the universe hired me," she said. That's spiritual money manifestation in action, when your emotional frequency becomes your resume. Then there's Liam, who used to chase clients desperately for his startup. Nothing worked until he tried something counterintuitive. He stopped chasing. He spent a week focusing on gratitude, visualizing energy abundance already flowing through his business. Out of nowhere, an old contact reappeared with a contract large enough to fund his next year. He laughed, saying, "I worked less that week than ever before." That's manifesting without effort. The universe responding to your non-resistance. Even science quietly acknowledges these patterns. Studies in quantum physics show that intention changes probability. Spiritual science simply gives that principle a human heart. When you sustain coherence, thoughts, emotions, and actions vibrating together, the quantum field collapses reality in your favor. You're not manifesting miracles. You're aligning with natural law. Miracles are simply the results of consistent abundance frequency. Synchronicities often start small. A song lyric repeating your thought, a friend offering help right after you release worry, or finding unexpected money right after surrendering fear. Each moment confirms that the quantum money flow is active. The key is recognition. Gratitude amplifies the current. The more you celebrate, the more the field multiplies. That's the compounding interest of quantum energy wealth. Acknowledgement is acceleration. I've seen people heal financial anxiety simply by tracking synchronicities instead of bills. One woman replaced her budget app with a miracle log. Every alignment, free coffee, new client, kind gesture went on her list. After 30 days, she said, "I stopped feeling poor even though my numbers hadn't changed yet." Within 2 more months, they did. Her external wealth simply caught up to her internal one. That's manifest quantum wealth, energy becoming evidence. But the true mastery of this flow doesn't happen when abundance appears. It's when it stays. Many begin to receive, then unconsciously recreate, lack through fear, overthinking, or the endless chase for more. So how do you sustain the vibration once prosperity arrives? That's the final secret to a lifelong energy abundance state. The true test of abundance isn't how you manifest it, it's how you hold it. Many people finally experience quantum abundance, only to slip back into fear disguised as ambition. They think, what if it stops? That thought alone shifts the money vibration back into scarcity. You see, abundance doesn't disappear. We disconnect from it. The key is learning to stay in energetic alignment even when the external world begins to expand. Receiving is easy. Remaining open is mastery. Here's the paradox. When money arrives, the ego panics more than before. It starts calculating, comparing, protecting, but the soul simply observes. It knows that abundance is flow, not possession. The moment you clutch it too tightly, you block the current. It's like holding your breath after a deep inhale. Sooner or later, you must exhale to keep living. Quantum money flow follows the same rhythm. Inhale gratitude, exhale generosity. That's how you circulate energy abundance. To remain in flow state abundance, practice what I call vibrational stewardship. It means you care for your wealth energetically, not just materially. Spend consciously, not fearfully. Save joyfully, not anxiously. Give intentionally, not for validation. Every financial choice carries a frequency. When you make those choices from peace instead of pressure, you stabilize your spiritual money manifestation. The field keeps responding with harmony because your vibration hasn't changed. I once mentored an artist who tripled her income within months of learning quantum manifestation, but then she began to feel guilty for having more. Her energy shifted from gratitude to shame. I told her, money doesn't amplify greed, it amplifies consciousness. She began donating small portions joyfully, and within weeks, her opportunities multiplied again. That's spiritual abundance in practice. Giving from overflow, not obligation. The secret is neutrality. Don't make wealth your identity or your enemy. It's simply a mirror of your current coherence. If your energy feels calm, money feels calm. If you're tense, it resists. Meditation, gratitude walks, or even mindful breathing after checking your bank account can recenter your inner abundance. When you treat wealth as energy instead of ego fuel, you extend your timeline of prosperity indefinitely. The most abundant people aren't those with endless resources, but those who never stop the flow. They trust the quantum field as a living ecosystem, not a slot machine. They understand that abundance grows where attention flows, so they focus on expansion, creativity, and contribution. Their vibration of manifest quantum wealth becomes a public service. Everyone around them benefits from their frequency. And as you maintain that rhythm, something beautiful happens. Life stops being about chasing or keeping and starts being about circulating. You enter the stage where manifestation becomes embodiment, and embodiment becomes transmission. That's when abundance isn't just yours, it moves through you. And from that space, a new beginning always unfolds. So now that you've seen how quantum abundance really works, The question is, are you ready to live it? Are you ready to stop chasing, stop needing, and start being? Because every time you release control, every time you choose trust over tension, the quantum field listens. The universe doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to who you are when no one's watching. Think about how many times you've blocked your own money energy by worrying about what's missing instead of celebrating what's already flowing. What if today you decided to do the opposite? What if instead of asking, "Where's my abundance?" you whispered, "I'm already aligned with it"? That single shift could change everything, because your vibration always precedes your victory. Now it's your turn to apply this. Take one action today that embodies inner abundance. Maybe it's forgiving a debt, sharing something freely, or simply relaxing instead of forcing. You don't manifest through effort, you manifest through energetic alignment. The field mirrors your peace, not your panic. You don't have to do more, you have to be more. And if this message resonated with you, if you felt something move inside you while listening, that's not coincidence. That's your flow state abundance awakening. It's your higher self reminding you that freedom isn't a future event. It's a frequency available now. You've just remembered the truth you were born with. I want you to leave this video asking yourself one question. Am I living as energy first, or as matter-chasing energy? Because that answer will define the reality you create from this moment on. If you're ready to keep expanding, to dive deeper into quantum manifestation and spiritual abundance, then make sure you subscribe, turn on the bell, and join this growing community of conscious creators. Together, we're not just learning about abundance, we're living it. And remember, the less you need, the more flows your way.